Hey guys, it's me, LaShanda Henry here, and you're watching the second video in my series called The Business of Me, kind of shedding some light on who I am, what I do, why I do what I do. You see my flabbies? I tell you, I gotta go on a diet. I love saying that. My hubby's, he's always like, "Why are you calling yourself out?" But you gotta remind yourself, you gotta do things. So anyway, today I kind of wanted to talk about what exactly it is that I do online and how I decided to kind of get started in that. Um, yeah. I originally did not come online to be a coach, did not come online to be a teacher. I came online because I was looking for content for young girls of color, for young women of color at the time. 2000, I was 20. I was 20 years old. And I typed in black women, and all I got was double X. Double XL, big booty this, video vixen that. And it was really disheartening to me. So I decided to create my own e-zine for women of color, multiple shades of you online, and that's where it all started. Then I turned that into an internet directory for black websites because as I did my research, I realized, wait, I'm not the only one. There's so many other black people doing positive things. And I think a lot of us, because there's no media, there's little to no I guess, nobody's really publicizing positive, proactive things that are happening in the black community. When we create it, 9 times out of 10, our soundbite is that, well, I did it because nobody else is doing it. I did it because I'm the first. But you know what? And a lot of things were not the first. And that's why my website is called Multiple Shades of You Online. There are multiple aspects of us. It's not just the stereotypes. We're not just dark, dark black. We're not just light, light, close to white. There's so many gamuts of us. And so that's why obviously it's MSOY, Multiple Shades of You Online. And in doing that, I realized it wasn't just about me creating content. For my MSOY, my soundbite became producing and promoting positive content for people of color. So I created my directory, and people start submitting websites to my directory. They start, asking me, once they saw me design, asking me to design websites for them. So then I started doing web design. And then, I always tell you I was a side hustle sister because I did have my 9 to 5 full time job. I was an educational counselor, even though my degree was in comp sci, go figure. But my heart was always with the community. So, of course, my first real job was in a non for profit sector. So, when I decided that I wanted to kind of do a little bit more with the side hustle, I said, all right, I see people, because my directory was niche specific, I said, I see people charging for selling ad space on their website. They charge for people to submit to their directory. So I started doing that and generating a decent income from selling ad space and selling submission to my directory on MSOY. So then it got to the point where it just kind of hit me. I started going to little social spaces online, trying to really communicate more with the black digital world. And I noticed when I was going to forums and news groups, of course, there are a lot of black entrepreneurs, but a lot of black women entrepreneurs. And I was like, yeah. I noticed that. And so I said, it'd be so awesome if we had our own space. So I created Sisters Making Money on MySpace so I could talk to fellow solo entrepreneur, women entrepreneurs of color. And it was really kind of one of those static spaces where, you're kind of posting stuff and people are commenting, but there's not that really going back and forth interaction until the wonderful world of social spaces like Ning.com. So I created Black Business Women Online on Ning.com, and then shortly after, I created the Black Moms Club. And that kind of became my space to not only share what I was doing, but hear what other fellow women entrepreneurs of color were doing online. So, of course, like I said, it's always me putting out my designs and being creative. And then people started asking me questions. How did you make that banner? How did you make that rotator? Can you do that for me? Can you show me how to do that? And then all of a sudden I was getting emails, you're the social networking queen. We need to talk to you. Can you do an interview for us? Can you teach us how to do that? And so all of a sudden it stopped being the side hustle. Then it stopped being just me creating and designing and turned into me teaching and training and showing other people how to do what I do. So it was really a natural progression for me into being a web coach and a social media expert and showing people how to do that. I'm not in it. I tell you this because it wasn't something that I was like, I'm going to make a bunch of bucks doing this. Because honestly, it's on the come up. I can say I was one of the first to create that type of black social network, and there are a lot of people coming up. But a lot of the women on Ning know that one of the first spaces they found was mine, Black Business Women Online. And there was this one guy who said to me, I can't believe that you would let other people promote their spaces on your space. And I'm like, I've come across so many competitive crabs in a barrel, people who really either they don't support me or they're the competition. So I say that there's enough people and there's enough going on online for us to each have our own space and for us to each promote each other. So I don't have a problem doing that. And I love when people say to me, I've got my own social network, but I'm on BBWO like every other day. So I'm like, more power to you. It's good. It's positive. I don't feel bad about that at all. I don't think that there only needs to be one head nigga in charge. Oops, sorry, I said that HNIC acronym instead of that term. Sorry if I offended you. But I don't believe in that philosophy that there only needs to be one of us at a time leading, showing, following. I just wish more of us would have that philosophy and promote each other. So again, it kind of came out of me wanting to create positive things, and then I realized there were so many other positive people doing great things and wanting to combine and share spaces with them. So that's why I do what I do. That's how I got from point A to B. People often ask me, well, they'll say, I'm in a horrible job, or I hate my job. I want to make money. I want to work at home. I want to do what you do. How did you do it? I just did it. I researched, I asked questions, I took part of it was from a very, very little age. I love to draw and I like to write. So it's no surprise. I write ebooks, I write in my blog, I design websites. So a part of you finding your niche, your passion online is kind of tapping into the things that you've already naturally loved, things that you might already have done as an offline business, and seeing how you can benefit yourself, your family, your community. I feel that I'm doing that every day. I share not just my creativity with people, but I share what I learn, because I know a lot of this stuff is just not really programmed in us. We don't really understand technology or social networking or social media. So every time I make that next step and learn something new and somebody starts to ask me questions, I turn that into educational material for my fellow entrepreneurs online. And not just the sisters, not just the entrepreneurs of color, but really anyone who genuinely is interested in what I do and wants to learn from me. So that's how I got started. That's why I do what I do. I love doing what I do. And one of one of my members on BBW, oh, I wish I could remember her name, but she said to me, she said, "I really appreciate what you do, and I'm a big fan. I've been following you for years. So when you get on Oprah, I want you to wave to your fans." And I love that, and I'm always surprised to hear, or recently to find out that maybe some people might think I'm a little bit uppity or think I'm all that, but I'm really just a down to earth person. And you've got to be your biggest fan online. If you're not proactively promoting yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. So that I will not change, and I will not change being supportive of my Black community, being pro positive and proactive as well. So all right. That's the second video, guys, in my I don't even know how many parts this is going to be on the business of me and why I do what I do online. So hopefully you keep watching, and I got a couple of more things in me to say. Take care. Bye.